Hi, this is a painting that I'm working on. It's a work in progress. We need to fix this guy's head, and I also need to talk about a few things. So I thought, why not get the two together? I have to be really close to the wall because so that you can see me. Speaking of the wall, I do realize that it's a little bit messy. I apologize for that. The whole wall needs to be painted, so I'm just using it now as my painting wall because it's gonna get painted anyway. Well, I'm the one who needs to do it, so pray for me. I'll show you the painting. So, as I said, it is a work in progress, but I am invested in it a lot, very much. For some reason, I believe in it. I think something's gonna happen with it. Also, what I wanted to talk about is, well, Catholic things, LGBT things, and few. It's good for me to talk about these things that clog my heart because I struggle to talk about it. So, what better way to do it than to do it publicly? I also do it with my friends, but I think it's important to talk about these things publicly as well. So that's what we're going to do. One thing with me and this painting is that I'm trying out something. Okay, painting is about creative expression for me, of course. For most people, I suppose it is. But for me, it also, what I find important is that the way that I express, like, how I'm painting, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. That's what it looks like this. So that's how we're going to try and fix the guy's head. But I need to change this water. So there's been a lot going on in the politics, in the society. How do I say this? There's been a lot going on in the news, in the world. But everything is so political. Your man is just insisting on being blue. I'm trying to make him not blue, but he's just blue all the time. He likes to be blue. I've never done this talked and painted, so we're going to see. I don't know, I didn't really wanna. I suppose his hair sucked as well, so this good. No, you're digging with this, absolutely. So, the news, yeah. So, yeah, I think, do you know what I'm talking about? I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. I just feel that Pope Francis, and he came out with his new statement about gay blessings. I read a little bit about it, and I read it from this very conservative American website, so I think I have the both sides pretty equally, whatever. People are being very dramatic about it, and I find it a bit sad, and that's why I need to talk about it. Like, why am I not happy about it? It's like part of me instantly knows that there's going to be so much backlash and that people are going to be saying such horrid things about Pope Francis. It's like someone attempts to offer us love, and you got hordes of people who just have to try and trash that. And I guess I'm mad at myself that it's affecting me and that I'm just not happy like I'm supposed to be happy. I have no idea how his head is supposed to look like now. Now you're seeing this, like, I usually, yeah, we're expressing, yes, exactly, we're expressing, so it doesn't matter. In reality, I am happy. I think it's great stuff. And I worry about people being so rough and bad and hurtful that, God bless Pope Francis. I don't want Pope Francis to feel like he needs to retract any statements because it's upset people who are just sensitive in that area, LGBT area. Which brings me to the topic of what I want to actually talk as well today about. This was just kind of this was a prologue. I have red on my brush. Jesus, I literally cannot see his face. I think maybe I need to draw his face before I can paint it because that didn't work. That wasn't working. That was not working. Okay, yes, I see. So this is his eyebrow. His nose. So my main point actually was the fact that I don't want to talk about the politics of it. All this LGBT thing in the church has been very politic. I understand that we live in a society. We live in a society because a lot of things are happening outside of church. It affects the things that are happening in the church and how the church, the question is how the church is dealing with that. So how has the church been dealing with this, with the LGBT people? The church is often quiet, very quiet, but the people aren't quiet. Do you want to look what I'm doing? Can you see? Is it bad? The people are constantly talking about stuff. Isn't that right? Look, this is, don't worry about trust. I gotta trust doing my paintings, you gotta trust me. Looking. I have noticed that the greatest opposition, people who talk most loudly against the LGBT community, are they kind of speak, when I hear them speak, I know that they have never met an LGBT person in their lives. And that's the problem. That's a huge problem. Recently, I've been having it a bit difficult with the trans thing and people. I made a video about that somewhere. To be honest with you, everything was difficult, from the church people to non-church people. I found the trans themes very difficult. The media, anyway. So I had to, get over that somehow without it destroying my mental health and sending me into a depressive spiral. I understood that I didn't have to engage in the politics of it, my life and my personal experience, like, what I'm living, what I have to live every day, from waking up to falling asleep again, is not politics. It's what I have to do, what I have to live, but be alive. Thank God. Amazing. But that's not politics. Just like I'm not politics, so is neither. Literally every single person in the LGBT community. Everybody's just a person who has their own lives, who has to live every single day. And so that's how I got over the whole having difficulties with transphobia thing. And now it's been kind of quiet for a few weeks, so it's been very nice. And then the Pope comes out with saying, the way I understand it, basically he said that it's up to an individual priest to pray and discern, and if they discern that 2 men or 2 women that have come to them asking for blessing are people who are seeking to grow in God's plan for their lives, that he can actually bless them, he can give them a blessing. Wow, big deal. But it is a big deal to a lot of people, and it is a big deal actually to even to all these couples that love God and know there is a God and that are Christians and that they want to give themselves more into the community and give themselves more to God. Of course, it's very important. It means a lot. People are very vocal about it, and then it can be very hurtful. I think that Pope Francis really knows what it means, saving souls. I think he's taking it seriously. But then hearing, the opposition can sometimes, now who's going to be the voice of the church, what the Pope says and all the positives, or all this opposition that is going against the Pope, very public against the Pope. Personally, I find it scandalous. I think it's not a good image for Christians. Please, let's stop doing that. Let's try to love. The point is that we are dealing with people, whether you like it or not. We are dealing with people, living, breathing people. And if you cannot go and talk to people, love people, then you're doing something wrong. We are social beings. Very loving people can be. It depends so much on love. When people are not loving, that it usually means that they've come from an environment that didn't love them. So we depend on love so much. And then I think when we are not able to love, we need to ask ourselves what, why, where is that coming from? And most importantly, can it be fixed? Because yes, it can, and it will bring better things in the lives of everyone. Like if you personally decide to be a more loving person, your life instantly becomes better for you, but automatically for all those around you. Why wouldn't you want to do that?